Hello guys, what's up? Welcome back to Hausser podcast. I'm so excited to introduce you guys to somebody that is very, very, very cool to me, and we've done a lot of reels together and a lot of work together, and I'm so excited just to introduce you guys to him, Bossman Baits. Bossman, you've been doing this for a second now, and I feel like you've grown more and more understanding of the industry now and how to go about everything. And so, how did you first get into this though? How did you first end up in this world?
Basically, I was just really poor. I was working a construction job. I was working like 60 hours a week. I was pulling $1,034 and 63 cents a week.
Damn, dog.
So I had a friend, and he was like, I just started doing the blue page.
Yeah.
And at first I was kind of making fun of him, right? And then like literally 2-3 months later, like he's posted on Snapchat all these crazy things. You know, he's traveling to LA, he's going to like Dallas, Texas. And like he's just doing all this higher end stuff. And like my mindset, I was like, well, I feel like I look as good or better than this guy. And so
Yeah.
I was like, well, maybe I'll give it a turn. Like I had like 700 Instagram followers. So like what am I, like I didn't really know how I was going to market it at first. But honestly, like it didn't really matter. I was going to come up with a plan. I knew I was going to execute it, and I did, and it worked out, and now we're here.
But it's a lot. There's a lot of work that really goes into it that people really don't understand, and that's something that I really want to touch, because people think that we just get up and like record something real quick and post it, and it's a lot more work than that. And can you kind of dive into what kind of like a work day is like for you? Also running a podcast, because you also run a podcast. So
Sure. Well, sometimes there is those days where I'll just wake up, film something, post it, and just that's all I'll do for the day. Now,
there's definitely easy times.
Yeah, now that's not very often, right? But so basically, I have a podcast of my own. I hired a guy that I went to middle school with, actually. And so, like, funny story about him is, so he had his own podcast, and it looked really good.
Okay.
Like, I was watching his podcast, and I was like, wow, this looks fantastic.
Hell yeah.
But he was kind of in, like, the red pill niche, you know what that is? Like, guys that talk down on women, all that stuff. I don't necessarily agree with it, right? But the thing is the quality of it was really high. And, like, he was only pulling, like, 200 views, and I was like, dang, like, this guy deserves to, like,
make
a living off this. Like, this looks really, like, fantastic to me. And so I'd reached out, you know, we've been friends on, like, Snapchat since 8th grade, so reached out. And I was like, hey, so you probably don't know, but I built a bit of following on like social media, and so I want to start this podcast, and I think you'd be good to help me for it. So set a salary. I mean, just the first episode, it was filmed with Gabe Hausser. You know who that is?
No.
He's like, he's in the Nelk Boys. Have you ever heard of the Nelk Boys?
No.
But he's basically their assistant, their podcast guy. And so we filmed with him, and like the reviews on it were just phenomenal. And so did that one, and then I filmed one with, at the time, was my best friend, and that went absolutely viral.
Yeah, love that.
It took him from like 4,000 a month on the blue page to like, I think he made like 40,000 just from the clips, going absolutely crazy. So I was like, wow, there's whatever I did, you know.
It's so interesting how with the blue page you can like at this point you can just not post porn and make still a lot of money, and I feel like a lot of people think that you just gotta go all out.
No, I
to do blue page. Like you don't gotta go all out. You can, it's at your comfort zone, right?
Yeah, no, I think it depends. I think for male creators, doing half content is not really gonna get you as far. You know, not everyone can build the audience. Sophie Rain, Camilla, and all them have attained, right?
That's funny. Yeah.
You know, there's only so many gay men in the world, realistically. So it's a lot harder. But I mean, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, you don't have to sell like stuff you don't want to sell. I feel like and that's something like I was building up some models and helping some models. Some of them were like very stressed out about like, you know, I'm gonna do all this like work, and my stuff's gonna be out there, my family's gonna see it, and it was like very stressful dealing with that for them. But a lot of them were just like fine doing like a little bit, you know, here and there on just like their DMs and stuff like that. Do you have somebody handle your DMs, or how do you deal with all that like traffic?
No, well, so back in the day, I used to have a guy that ran my Twitter before it got banned, and he was the main guy that got me the collabs and stuff, like especially in the beginning. But now I do everything myself, which a lot of people don't really believe, but I do everything, like as far as pointing out the collabs. But I'm very selective now compared to then who I collab with, just based off audience, niche, like, you know. Like if I don't think it's gonna do good, I'm not gonna waste my time doing it. You know what I mean?
I feel that, bro.
So.
Okay, so now that you do this for a living and you travel a lot, what's like the best place that you feel like you've been to so far?
Man, I mean, really, honestly, there's no place like home. But as far as traveling, you mean for work?
You
or in
always
general?
seem to go back home. I was gonna say, yeah,
absolutely.
no matter where you go.
Yeah.
But where do you like the most?
Honestly, Los Angeles. Los Angeles is cool. I feel like the people here are not. Well, to backtrack, I feel like the creators in Miami are just really full of themselves. You know what I mean?
That,
Like
bro.
everyone there's egoed, and then here it's like everyone's like open-minded. Like it's not as much about like the numbers on here. People here just like really focus on their work. Like they almost treat it like an art.
Yeah.
And I really admire that. And just like the weather here is beautiful. There's so much things to do. Like you can't be bored here. And if you are, then it's your fault. You know what
I feel like Miami definitely has a whole different vibe.
It
Yeah,
does.
for sure. It's almost like Dubai, like meets the Caribbean. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. A lot of scammer creators, I would say, live in Miami for sure.
Scamming. Have you had like any issues with like scammers?
I guess creators or.
Yeah.
I mean, not necessarily. Kind of back to what.
Like,
what
does the
you said.
blue page affect, or do they?
Well, as it, like what you said was the like how some creators don't do like fully nude content. Like one time I was working with these two guys. I don't really want to say who because they're my friends, I guess. But,
Yeah, of course.
basically, like we did this collab, you know, in quotation marks, and it was barely anything. You like pull your pants down for like 10
Yeah.
seconds, like that's it, and then
Yeah.
I see it in the mass messages, and they had made it sound like we did a lot more than what we did, you know. But besides
Whoa.
that, I wouldn't really say so.
Nah, it's
Yeah.
bomb that they did that, bro.
Yeah, because if I
Um,
knew that, I wouldn't have filmed it. And I don't film it. Trash.
Yeah. So now when you're making, so do you focus more on your podcast or do you focus more on your OnlyFans, or how do you balance the time out?
Yeah, so I would say I definitely focus more on my blue page just because the guy I hired, I pay him pretty decent, pretty well, I'd say. And so
There's gotta be a way to pay him, right? So you gotta focus on the
yeah, and so he does really well. I really don't even have to touch it. Like I show up, I film.
Yeah.
I don't have to do anything else. He clips it, he posts it.
Yeah.
I respond to the comments personally, but besides that, like I don't touch it.
How do you go about responding comments? Do you is there ever any hate, or is there mostly like, oh, you look so cute type shit?
Yeah, I would honestly say it's 90% support, probably 95%, but
That's
you know,
gas. That's good when it's like that. That's
Yeah.
really good.
I mean, you're gonna get hate comments, but honestly, I'm at the point I don't give a shit, right? And
Yeah.
so, I mean, I troll back, especially on Instagram. Like, someone will comment something, like, I'll troll back sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
if I got time that day, like, you know what I mean? So, I think
You-
it's entertaining.
You started, or you were dating girls, because okay, so Bossman and I, a little backstory chat, like we've been friends now for a good 2 years, and when I first met him, he had a girlfriend and stuff. What's the vibe with your relationships, and how has OnlyFans or the blue page changed
Honestly,
your
well,
relationships?
Yeah, well, me and that girl you met broke up. I don't know if you knew that, but so then I basically went on this tangent, right? Like, I had probably slept like 65 girls in the last like year and 3 months. Kind of disgusting if you think about it. But I bring that up as
That's it.
like, well, you know, I don't do like studio stuff. This is all just like I'm meeting them out and
Yeah.
about, Tinder, you know, stuff like that. And so,
Hit it, bro. Yeah, go on.
you know, I kind of got bored of that. So
Okay.
now I have, you know, a real girlfriend. She's great, but no one really, like, I think a lot of girls surprisingly were attracted to the fact that I was able to not only do like OF, but have as much success as I have on it. You know, like they see the cool cars, they see, you know, my house, and
Yeah.
like when you're kind of having that much success, they
Yeah.
honestly don't give a crap, you know, what industry
Yeah.
you went in to do that, as long as it's
Yeah.
legal, you know.
Yeah.
So.
But did it give you problems at first when you started the industry, or did it give like your relationships? Was there any trouble at the beginning?
No. I mean, you know, where I live, it's very like, what do I say? Not like political, but it's very like, like just old fashioned, you know. So I mean,
Yeah.
I've had several girls turn me down over it, you know. So that's about it. You know?
Yeah. Would you ever do straight porn
Like studio wise?
or OnlyFans?
Yeah, I would do it for OnlyFans. I think my straight content actually does almost as well as my male stuff, and I think it's because my audience knows I'm straight and they know that I actually enjoy it, you know, a lot more than, you know, the male stuff. So.
Would you say that there's like gay men that like watching straight porn?
I would say so. Yeah, I think if they're a big fan of the creator, I think it don't really matter what the creator does. I think they're gonna support it, and
Yeah.
I mean they're gonna be watching you more than the girl, you know. So
Mhm.
usually it's the opposite, or it's like balanced. But I mean they like to see you like passionately, you know, doing your thing with somebody
For
for
sure.
sure.
What's one of the craziest things people have like approached you and asked you before?
Like in real life.
In real life, or like maybe just even on the DM?
I mean, I've had people come up to me in real life and ask if my videos are fake or not, but I don't think that's necessarily too crazy.
Yeah.
I've never got hate in real life, because he asked me that, but it wasn't like a hateful way. You know, it was
Yeah.
someone I was like conversating with, but
Yeah.
no, I really no.
Okay. Okay. You never had like any creeps or anything like that follow you home, or any creeps on social media like try to stalk you or anything like that?
No, I would say
Lucky.
I'd say the only thing is like I met this guy and he was like, "Oh hey, I've seen you on Instagram before." I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh dope," and he asked for a picture, took a picture. He
Yeah.
was following me and like my whole friend group around like the gay bar, like
Yeah.
you know, for several hours to the point where I'm like, all right, because I'm not confrontational, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes I'll even let people walk over me for a little bit, but it gets to a point. So I
Yeah.
turned around, I was like, hey, bro, like, you know, I'm really glad you support me, but I think you're making my friends uncomfortable. Like, you're not doing it on purpose,
Mhm.
but you mind, like, you know, maybe
That's valid.
keeping your distance away from us for a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah,
No,
so-
100%. Do you feel like your lifestyle has changed a lot now with the Blue Page?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you feel like do you feel like you're in a position to where you can help other people start and kind of build?
Yeah, I'm currently doing that with my friends right now. Actually, I got about 10 to 12 of my friends that I'm helping.
yeah.
You know, start and grow their page. I'm giving them good advice,
Mhm.
almost like a consultant in a way.
Yeah.
And so I've been able to, I would say, give life-changing advice. You know,
Yeah, I love
thankfully.
that. When you do these videos that you and let's first I should ask actually like what videos do you get into?
Man,
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of videos people can ask of you and you might not want to do.
yeah. Well, I mean, at this point, I kind of do everything. You know, male and male, male and female.
Okay.
Not as much male and female, because any video that I have on my page with a female is like a genuine person relationship. It's not like a
Oh, it's
not
not
like
like
I'm
another
like-
porn girl, yeah.
right. It's not like some porn star and I like contact her
Yeah.
agent or DM'd on, you know,
Yeah.
like, hey, want to collab? Like, I don't do that. Like, these are girls that I've like already been with prior. You know, well,
Mhm.
one of them was a little different, but I was like a girl I'd met. Turned out
Yeah.
she did the Blue Page, and she actually asked me. So, but I mean, besides that, like these are real connections. So, I
Do you-
know with the girlfriend I have, I'll never ask her to do the Blue Page.
Yeah.
It's you know, it's outside of her realm. You know, she's got a lot going for herself. So,
So how would you
Whatever.
feel if you're in a relationship with somebody that also has a Blue Page? Like, would you let them do the Blue Page? Would you be fine with it if the girl
Yeah.
wanted to do that?
yeah. I mean, so like the way I look at it is, I either want a girl that's completely outside of the industry, or I want someone that's in it. But like you know, like I think if I couldn't date a girl that has like collabs with people, at least with guys. Like I couldn't do that.
You would like to be more with a girl that's like, oh, okay, I'm just selling, like pics here and there on the DMs, pics,
Well,
and that's it.
no, I mean, yeah, I want them to like. If I'm dating a girl that does the Blue Page, I mean, she better be successful without doing collabs. You know, is how I
Yeah.
would look at it.
But there's so many ways to be successful without doing collabs,
Yeah.
and that's what, like, going back to what I was saying. That's what I feel like a lot of people have this misconception. They gotta go like all the way right away, but
Mhm.
it's. Would you say it's like better if there's like a build up, like, okay, like don't show everything right away, or show everything right away? Like, what would you recommend?
I would definitely recommend the first one. Go slowly, because I can tell you the most important thing I've ever done in my career is not giving people what they want right away.
Mm-hmm.
And it was honestly an accident. Like I didn't know. So I started my page. It was just solo content. I was filming content at work.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm filming, JO videos in a porta
Mhm.
potty. You know what I mean? 90 degrees. But
That's
and
so funny.
so, I mean, I had that little construction
Yeah.
industry. And then I was like, well, my girlfriend at the time, she's cool, she's down, so filmed a video with her, kind of helped start her page. And then we had a video, it was like me and then my girlfriend and another girl.
Mhm.
And that video did absolutely numbers. And so I was like, well, I loved filming it, but I feel like, within a few months, like, not easy, you know, if you're not within like the corn world to like do stuff like that, like pull that off.
Hell yeah.
You know, so I was like, I just naturally have to go, like, make it happen, you know. But eventually, you know, several months later, I got head from a guy for the first time, and that video is what made me like really think about like, whoa, like, okay, well, obviously they like this because they've been asking me to do it for 8 months now, you know. So I finally caved in, gave them what they wanted, and got rewarded for it. And so.
They got rewarded for it. It's funny as fuck.
So then I did it again, and I was like, you know, this isn't good enough. I think I'm gonna really give them what they want. So filmed this video with this guy. You know, it's like, I guess, me losing my virginity, right? And that video is what absolutely went insane, like everywhere.
How did you? But okay, so you were like, it really was just more about the fans asking this from you that made you want to do it.
Yeah.
But then, like, when you did it, like, did you actually feel okay doing it? Was it everything was fine?
Honestly, the first time, no, I was really disgusted. No, like, to be honest, probably shouldn't say that, but
no, be real, yeah.
Yeah, no, like it was gross, but honestly, like, then like I was just so addicted to the numbers, you know. I mean, those kinds of videos is what took me to, you know, making 6 figures a month, you know, doing this.
Love that, yeah.
And you gotta think a year ago, you know, I was making $1,000 a week, so. You know, I mean, at the time I was just so motivated, so hungry, because, you know, like, I'm setting myself up for the future. I'm giving, you know, hundreds of thousands of people what they really want to see.
Yeah.
And so, like, that to me is what makes me happy, so.
Hell yeah. So, what's been the most challenging thing so far entering this new world for you? Like, the most challenging, I maybe you would say to adjust to, but also just in terms of production.
I would just say the only thing challenging is now is, like, you know, I would say I'm pretty private for the most part, and so like really just like recording a lot more of my life, you know. Podcasts, I have a vlog channel, I got a group channel, like, I mean, I got so much stuff going on. I'm on camera, like, you know, a lot more than I used to be, and so that's really about it. So but besides that, I think
so you were not ever like on camera before? You weren't the kind of person to ever be taken modeling for anything or anything like that?
No, I used to like barely take pictures of myself, like, not because I thought I was bad.
That's a huge personality change right there.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So now that you're like more like this, do you feel more like you would go into like, you know, modeling or anything like that? Or anything outside or anything beyond this?
Honestly, no. I couldn't see myself modeling, like doing a runway. I could never do. Like, I would probably, you know, I wouldn't mind modeling, like, I guess for like magazines and stuff. I wouldn't mind doing that, you know, especially if I was able to have my clothes on and stuff. Like, I'd love that. Yeah, I think it'd be cool.
Do you see yourself adventuring out of this industry at all? At all in the future?
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely gonna, you know, dive into some real estate and, you know.
Hell yeah.
Doing my little business ventures that I'm doing now, you know, with helping other people, you know, kind of be able to accomplish what I have.
Yeah. And
so, but besides that, no. I mean, that's, you know, like, I always tell myself when I turn 30, I'm going to retire and work at Chipotle, so.
Chipotle is fun as fuck. So, how do you manage your blue page? Do you wake up in the morning, do you, like, respond to your fans first and then post a video? Or how do you go about making it, like, continuously pop around?
Yeah. So I try to post once or twice a month, usually on Fridays at 9 p.m. Central Time. I go live a lot. As far as the chatting goes, it's kind of just, you know, here and there when I can do it. I mean, if there's some subscribers that I genuinely just like talking to, or that spend enough money to where, you know, I'm kind of just glued to my phone texting them. You know what I mean? But besides that, like, it's not really too much else to it. You know, I'll try to post one picture, you know, at least 4 to 5 pictures a week, like on the feed.
Yeah.
And just, you know, so my fans don't forget about me.
Okay.
So you gotta remind them
I see that. When you interview people for your podcast, how do you go about like getting to know the person that's coming on your pod and stuff? Like, do you search them before, or do you just wing it out?
No, so I find the beauty in winging it. I mean, I guess the most thing I'll do is I'll look at their Instagram. I won't even watch their reels. I'll just see kind of what they look like. Do I think this person's going to be cool or not? Yeah. And either way, I'm still going to film it. So, because like the main point of the podcast, right, is, you know, obviously it's for monetary gain, but the main purpose of it outside of that is so people can really get to know like the people that they're supporting, you know?
Yeah.
Like people aren't just sex bots. People are behind the screens, buying the videos, buying the content,
Yeah.
doing whatever, you know, with the content. And so
Yep.
a lot of times, you know, the point of the Blue Page is to build connection. And I find that my podcast is like a great way for people to kind of just build that connection.
Yeah.
You know, so their subscribers can kind of
For sure.
see who they are, you know, outside
Yeah.
of the whole sexual stuff, you know, on the paywall. So.
Is that like the best way that you've like met people that are like interesting?
Yeah, I've definitely had some interesting people on there. Yeah.
What's been like, without dropping any names, what's been like the coolest experience, the worst experience?
The best experience, I would honestly say it's the recent one I filmed, and that was with a guy named Warren Godman. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he lives in Thailand, and I think he's done studio stuff. I don't know if you would know him or not.
Super far. Love that, yeah.
But he travels to the U.S. every so often. He'll stay here for like a month, knock out a bunch of collabs. But basically, he was just super cool to talk to. Like, I learned a lot about different cultures and stuff.
Hell yeah.
But as far as my worst one, I wouldn't say there's like one that has like just a bad experience, but I think what makes a bad experience is the creator like having no personality.
Yeah.
Like if I ask you something and you can't, you know, work off that a little bit, like what am I supposed to do with you?
Yeah.
Like on the podcast.
Whoa,
like,
that's so real. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know
That's
if you've
so
had
real.
had that experience.
With my podcast so far, like everybody that I interviewed was like huge personalities, from like, you know, Michael Boston to Chichi LaRue and Dante Thick. I mean, like really big personalities. So like, haven't had that issue. I feel like maybe one day I will. Like there are certain people in this industry that are very, they're very to themselves. You know, like some people are like, not outgoing and everything. So.
Yeah, it's usually with new creators that don't really have much content. You know, they're just getting into it. So.
Since you started to now, you say you were taking your physique a lot more serious because obviously looking better in this industry makes you more money. So how would you say you've been like, you know, looks maxing, or just taking care of ascending, just ascending in general?
Well, honestly, it's a little bit of a story. So basically, you know, I was in that long relationship, right? You met the girl. We had broke up. You know, it was made me a little different. Like I quit going to the gym. I was drinking a lot of alcohol. Just trying to, you know, kind of party my way out of it. And then, you know, in return, you know, just drink a lot of alcohol. You're not consistent in the gym. You're gonna get out of shape. And it's really hard burning that kind of fat that you put on your body. You know, when you're absorbing that much alcohol daily, and probably not daily, but at least like bi-daily, whatever you call it, right? But like when you're doing all that and then you start going to the gym, like I started going to the gym, you know, like pretty consistently, but I was still drinking a lot.
Yeah.
And then, so I just, you know, I got so fed up with, you know, the way I looked, so I was like, well, I'm going to do something about it.
Yeah.
And so I cut out alcohol entirely in the gym. So I go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday, in the boxing gym Tuesday and Thursday. And then I noticed, I was like, well, you know, if you're tan, you look good. Started ripping spray tans just because. And then that's pretty much it. Really just like eating a lot better, cutting out alcohol and staying consistent in the gym. And then, you know, just, you know, decent genetics. You know, it only took like 2 months to get from, I was like 180 something, and now I'm down to like 155 to 160, somewhere around.
Hell yeah. You locked in hard. Hell yeah. So did you see your cells be bred up a lot more as you go?
Well, yeah. So I'm already noticing the results.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, especially like, you know, I would watch my own podcast clips back, and I was like, wow, I look like Jabba the Hutt. Like, I was looking rough, man. My face all broke out. You know, I had 2 chins, and especially like when I'm looking sideways. And so now when I film podcasts, I'm like way more confident in myself. The clips are, you know, consistently doing better. Yeah. And like it's just like a lot more appealing to look at. You know what I mean? So.
I love that. I love the way you put it. Yeah, for sure. So, what do you do when you feel like you have no motivation?
That doesn't happen to me. You know, this is what I plan on doing to retire. So I mean, I'm all in. So motivation don't exist. Or, you know, someone out there is, you know, currently outworking me, and so. I don't lose motivation ever, especially, you know, I mean, I'm so grateful and thankful, you know, to achieve the numbers I have, you know, financially, subscriber-wise, and so, I'll never lose sight of that, and so I make sure I put in the work.
What was the first thing that you went and bought when you started tasting some?
The first big purchase I bought, with the Blue Page money is a Corvette. It's a 2020
Hell
Corvette.
yeah.
It's got every modification you can think on it. It's red with black stripes. It's absolutely beautiful.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that was the first thing.
Did you get it wrapped or did it come in that?
No, it came like that. It was like fully customized everything.
Hell yeah. You said you customized the inside?
No, I didn't customize it. So basically, like the exact thing I was looking for to a T, someone had already done it. The car happened to be in LA while I lived here at the time. And it was on sale because, so Chevrolet, they work with Cadillac, Corvettes, whatever. And so they were getting 50 units of all electric Cadillacs. So they had to have this car sold within 2 weeks. And so they were throwing discounts. And
it was like the one you wanted. What's
exactly.
up?
It just worked out perfectly.
Yeah, what the hell? That's awesome. Did you drive it back out or how do you?
No, so when I moved back to Tennessee, I got it shipped because I didn't want to damage it, put miles on it. Now I don't care about miles because I'm going to drive it into the ground. But
I feel that, yeah. Do you drive it all the way to Miami and stuff?
Yeah, so I made the mistake of driving it to Miami once. We'll never do that again.
What happened?
Well, on the way there, I ran out of gas. This is my fault. Well, it's kind of my fault. So my car said I had like 40 miles.
Yeah.
I get like 10 miles down the road, and then it just says low. Usually when it says low, you got like 30 miles. Okay. I get like 15 minutes down the road because there's no exit with the gas station. Then I run out of gas. So I had to call a tow company. It was embarrassing.
Bro.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just read a couple of things for 1 second. Okay. What advice would you give somebody trying to balance ambition with just enjoying life?
Like work-life balance? That's a good question. I feel like if you don't enjoy what you're doing, you're going to struggle regardless. But I don't know. I would definitely say make the quality time with the people you love. Because money will always be there, Like, no one's ever going to run out of money, so... Yeah. I would say, just really get your priorities straight and then just go from there. That's really all you can do.
What is something you wish you knew when you started in this industry that surprised you, or something you wish you knew beforehand?
I guess kind of how big I got. I wasn't,
Somebody tell me how famous I can get via doing this.
Well, so it was like when I first started, my goal was to supplement my construction income. So it was to make $4,000 a month. Okay. And this is before I knew about taxes and all that stuff. Yeah. So I was like, okay, if I can make what I'm making here, instead of construction, I'm just gonna chill at home all day, do whatever I want, still have the money, But
so you were just aiming for construction money, but you were like, but it really just like blew up way more higher than you thought. Right.
So like my first week doing the Blue Page, I had made my month's income in the first 2 days of it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and so I was like, whoa, like this might be something.
Yeah.
So I started making more content. Started doing more like the marketing route that I chose. It's kind of like short term but high volume. So basically, I was just paying people to like shout me out on their Blue Page. Like I had DM'd 100 creators, only one of them responded, and so I paid him $400. He posted me, made like $4,000 within. He posted me on a Friday night. By Monday morning at work, I'm showing all my construction buddies how much I made over the weekend. So
that's awesome, bro. Yeah. That's awesome. Do you still talk to any of those construction people? Do you any?
Yeah.
How's everybody from your past doing with you what you're doing now?
Man, it's different. So one of them's like married with a kid now. At the time he just had a girlfriend. One of them got engaged. He went back to Michigan. The other one I don't really talk to. And then the other one, he had a degree, but he was still working construction, but he had a degree in like a completely different, I forgot what it was.
How did your family react to this?
To the Blue Page? Man, so... What's kind of funny is I had gathered hundreds of thousands of like a following across multiple platforms before my family ever found out.
Oh damn!
And you want to know how my mom found out?
How?
Because TikTok recommended her my podcast page, but it wasn't even my main podcast page. It was like my fourth. I had a podcast page, a backup for the backup, and then the other one just in case the world ends. The fourth podcast was almost like a burner account. It had like 3 videos. Like I never got on it. Yeah. TikTok recommended that one to my mom.
Wow.
So she starts watching those, and then she finds like my backup podcast page, and she finds the main one. She's watching all these clips, and she's learning all this stuff about me. It's like, what the heck? So
She just reached out to you. She's like, "What is this podcast situation?
Well-
What was her? What happened?"
well, so she had texted me. She was like, "We need to talk," and I was like, "Oh, I'm
not
already
that we
knowing."
need to talk.
Yeah,
Fuck.
because I've been living with the guilt of lying to her for the last 2 weeks. Like, she thought I was a finance manager.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's really gullible. And
So
I
she
take
said we
advantage
need to
of it.
talk, and then she sits you down. She's like,
Oh no, she called me, and I'll never forget that conversation. She's never yelled at me the way she did. She never said some things to me that I would
Oh my
never thought
God.
she'd say to me.
yeah.
She wasn't happy, but
Do you think that your relationship with her has changed over the time that you've done it now, or do you think that it's still?
well, I'd say at first, yeah, it was rough. We didn't talk for weeks, but I'm her only kid. She don't have a choice, And so, it's
Yeah, she's just she doesn't have no
Eventu-
choice.
Yeah,
for sure.
eventually she called me. She was like, "Look, I'm never gonna be happy with what you do, but I'm gonna accept it. I don't want to know anything about it. I'm not gonna ask you any questions. I don't want to be brought up ever." And so we've been doing good for the most part. She'll ask me questions and I'll answer them honestly. 'Cause I have nothing to lie to her about anymore. So, but
So with how much traveling you do, how do you stay consistent with working out?
well, I don't travel as much as you think. 'Cause usually the way that I set it up is I'll travel for usually maybe 2 or 3 days a month. But in those 2 to 3 days, I'm working like 16-hour days, just
Oh, damn.
straight content.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, last week, I was in Texas Monday through Friday. Tuesday, I'd filmed over 100 TikToks,
Holy.
5 Patreon episodes. The following day, filmed 5 podcasts, 100 more TikToks. And I mean, it's just stuff like that,
Yeah.
Or when I'm at home, I'm not doing near that volume,
Mhm.
And so really, I'll just get like a lot of my work done in a short period of time, and then just get those posted, and that's
Yeah.
all there is to it.
So you go home with all the clips that you gather from the trip, and then you slowly, set them,
Yeah.
you schedule them.
Yeah. So basically, I have filmed about 3 to 4 months worth of content in the last probably 10 days.
Wow.
Yeah, and so really all I got to do now is for the next few months is just get it all posted.
Yeah, just
Edited.
schedule it. Yeah, make sure. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So do you like traveling, or are you more of a homey person?
I actually hate traveling. No, I really love my bed. I really love my dog. I really love my house, my car. Nothing to me is just better than home. I really like being home. Traveling's cool and stuff.
Yeah.
But, I don't really get like vacation. When I travel, I'm always doing stuff. And
Yeah.
so I mean, even now, like vacations don't really feel like vacations. I'd rather just be at home. Doing my normal.
It happens when you like have to travel a decent amount, and then you're like, well, I'm never home. And that's something
Yeah.
with me when I first started. It was like I was never at one point I was in Europe for like 4 or 5 months. I didn't even was home, and I was like paying rent to this place here in LA. I was like, wow, I don't even it's crazy how. Do you feel like you've met a lot of different personalities in the industry so far?
Yeah, absolutely. Hundreds.
Do you feel like you don't relate to these people, and you
Yeah.
understand them, you feel comfortable around the community here?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I mean, we all have the same goal, we're all trying to accomplish something, and so it's all like-minded individuals. Everyone's personality is different. Some are great, some creators I just can't stand. But I mean,
That's so
besides
funny.
that, everyone's pretty cool for the most part.
Yeah. How do you avoid burnout when everything feels so demanding in this industry?
I guess just like I said
Looking
earlier.
at the numbers.
Well, the numbers, yeah, but the way how I kind of set up the way I work, is,
Mhm.
how I do everything in a short amount of time, and then stretch it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that doing that. I mean, I'll get burnout, the second, third day, but get over
But
it.
then you're free for like a while.
Right. So, yeah. So I just push through it.
Yeah, that makes sense. As far as like when you started traveling and leaving your hometown and stuff like that, how did that change your perspective of life?
Well, I realized what I was out there, because in Tennessee, there's not other creators, but
Yeah.
especially of any decent size.
Yeah.
That's it's really down to work and film or any of that stuff, and so
So you were having trouble finding people to collab with over there.
Right, yeah. And so I was like, well, I'm just going to take the risk. So I moved to LA for 6 months, and those 6 months changed my life.
That's when I met you, right?
Yeah.
When you were living here.
Yeah.
Because I thought you were living here, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you moved here, and then your podcast director moved here too.
No, so the podcast I started after I moved back to Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah, I moved back to Tennessee. That's where he lives, and it was like, I would say within 2 weeks of moving back is when it started.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so once you moved out here to LA, you were here for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Were you like going out to clubs, to bars, like West Hollywood or anything like that, meeting fans like that?
Yeah, so at the time, I wasn't really big enough to the point where I was really meeting people in real life, but I was definitely going to WeHo every so often. I didn't really go out as much, just because I had a girlfriend and stuff. And
yeah.
It's kind of just, she don't want to, makes me not want to either.
Did you at first feel like isolated in the industry as a straight guy, or did you meet other straight guys in the industry fast?
No, I never felt isolated, but I did, I realized that, there's really not that many straight creators, so.
Yeah. There's a really, really good amount of gay creators. I feel like the number for like gay for pay is like rising.
Yeah, it's definitely rising.
It's definitely rising. But there's just still just gonna be a lot more gay guys doing gay porn because it's what they're comfortable with,
Yeah, especially in Los Angeles. Like, it seems like you go to Miami, they're all straight, gay baiting. But
that's
here,
so true.
Yeah,
so
here
true.
it's everyone's gay. Everyone here just generally loves to fuck. So.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself ever, or have you ever been to circuit parties?
To what?
That's awesome. You don't know what they are?
You said circuit parties?
Circuit parties, yeah, circuit parties.
Yeah, what's that?
Like the gay parties where you like, you take your shirt off and you're partying and there's a bunch of lights and then you're like high on something.
Oh, no, I've never done drugs in my life.
Oh, damn, that's crazy.
No, I've never heard of that.
It's almost like a gay rave.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never even heard of one.
That's crazy.
Is there like a place for that here?
There's some that happen every now and then. There's some that happen every now and then.
I assume you go to those every.
I have been to them in the past. Do you like cruises?
Like what?
Cruises.
Cruises, yeah.
Yeah.
Cruise ships, yeah.
There's a cruise for like the gay cruise called the Atlantis cruise.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
A lot of people go on those just to like do. Well, yeah, but like to make content. Some people come out of that with like 30 videos.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of content. How do you go about, making TikToks? Because I feel like that's a lot of people that I meet that are new to the industry have trouble making TikToks and they don't understand how to get accustomed to it.
Yeah. Well, I just recently started TikTok. It's doing well. I think since it bought out, like my videos haven't been doing, the numbers they used to, but I'm definitely getting into that a lot more. Especially, I like working with you specifically because the way that you film stuff is the way that like I want to film stuff. But I'm not real good at like, because you can look at a video, right, and in your head you'll process it the way that you want it done.
Yeah. And
it turns out really good, and I feel like that's something that I could be a lot better at.
Yeah.
So like your film style is something that I really admire. So.
For like TikToks, right? And do you also get accustomed to like doing Instagram reels? It's basically the same thing. But like, how did you get accustomed to like moving in front of the camera and stuff like that, making it look more natural? Because if you look at a lot of new guys, very stiff, very stiff when it comes to like doing any kind of reel.
Yeah, I would say I'm even the same way. I still got a lot of work to improve on in that aspect, but I would say my film style, I don't have to move around as much, thankfully. I can't dance for anything. So.
Even just now with our collab, because we're doing some Instagram reels right now. We're doing very nonchalant, like very chill reels, because it's just
easy.
And it works very easy with your market, like the stray boy look. Like,
because they're used to it, They're not used to me, doing all this crazy stuff. So.
Have you ever gotten into like the dancing TikToks?
No, I'm so bad at dancing, I don't even try. I feel like I'm getting to the point where I know what I'm good at, know what I'm bad at, so I just focus on the good.
Yeah.
Just focus on what works.
Would you not say that what works, or what works better than, since you're straight, like, making content with girls doesn't make more money, wouldn't you say?
I would say I'm one of the very few outliers where when I film with a girl, it's going to do, still pretty solid numbers, where my other straight friends, they'll film video with a guy, you know, the video might make $3 to $5 grand, but they film a video with a girl and make $300. I would say I'm like pretty close. I think I have the following and the resources to the point where if I wanted to film with just girls, I think I could. But I know the 80% of my audience wouldn't really appreciate that, and so
how would you feel about growing a new audience that does like that to replace the audience that doesn't like it? Would you go that route ever, or would you still stick to this audience over here?
No, I feel like the audience I have is replaceable,
Yeah.
Or not replaceable.
Irreplaceable.
Irreplaceable.
Yeah, I feel that, yeah.
I mean, they've already got me to where I am. There's no need to, if you're happy with where you're at, why would you change it?
Have you been to Europe?
No, I'd like to though. Soon. Like,
yeah.
In a few months, I would like to. Yeah.
Cyprus is really good to like go make content in Cyprus,
yeah,
like the island.
Like
an island. But there's just so many content creators all over Europe, which is what I love.
Yeah. I gotta meet some. I think I haven't really seen many.
Really, like Benny Twink or like Louis Wave or so. Like there's so many.
I've never heard of them.
So many. And then there's like Bellamy out there, and so many. There's so many like. The blue page is really big all over, but it's really weird right now with the blue page and like a lot of countries banning the blue page or certain states banning the blue page. And I've been seeing a lot of that come up all over online and stuff like that. And also, in the blue page, you can't post any like, urine content. How do you call that? For me being a porn star, I should know this. What the hell? What the hell? Just like to say it in a safe way, just like you can't post anything bad on OnlyFans. It's like, it's sometimes it's good to have your own website for certain things because you can post certain collabs on it. But it's like the main is you will be having to make a lot of videos that are like bad for you to maintain a site like that.
Yeah.
But I do have friends that make content with girls, and it gets really wild. And they can't post that video on their OnlyFans.
Yeah. Must be some crazy content. I don't know what they be doing on there, but I don't think I've made a video that I couldn't post. So.
What's the hardest you'll go with your content?
Oh man, that's a good question. I don't know. I feel like I've pushed my boundaries to the max already. So really, like.
What are those boundaries? I'm sorry, I wouldn't.
I guess
tell me a little more.
Clapping some cheeks, getting my cheeks clapped, right?
Okay.
So. I mean, yeah.
That's it?
Crazy to me.
Wait, okay, that's crazy.
To me, that's crazy, yeah.
The clapping of the cheeks, that's it?
Yeah.
Damn, just that is crazy? No, yeah, I'm pretty vanilla myself, no cap, but like, I do think that like just clapping of the cheeks is a little
So what's crazy to you?
I feel like what's crazy to me is like actually getting tied up, like, you're like really like, can't do shit.
No, I got a video like that with a girl.
Okay. Okay, pretty cute. But yeah, some people have creeped me out like in the past. Like I've been like tied up by fans and stuff, and then they start acting weird after they tie me up, and I'm like, okay.
No.
So just creepy shit like that.
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing a fan has asked out of you? Maybe in like a message or something.
Like your craziest customer request?
I guess, yeah.
Alright, well it's actually disgusting, but I remember it and I'll never forget it. So basically this guy, he asked me to like defecate, you know what that means, right?
Yeah.
In a condom.
Okay.
He wanted me to freeze the condom like overnight and then use it like on myself.
Oh damn.
And like send him the video of me
like
doing that.
Like a dildo?
Yeah.
Type shit?
Yeah, and then he wanted me to ship it off to him too. Offered me $10 grand to do it, but I politely declined.
Damn, he really like to create your own dildo out of your own, like, yeah, that's crazy. He's crazy for that.
Yeah, I really hope he's checked into a psych ward.
No, he's crazy for that. Wow. Yeah. No, and it's so crazy. Like even just like sometimes you just look out at the city and I'm like, wow, it's just like full of like a lot of weird people.
Yeah.
Just a lot of weird people out there.
Yeah. There's a lot of weirdos for sure.
Yeah. Have you made like a family of friends within the industry that you stick around with a lot?
Pretty
like
much.
We've done a lot of videos together, but I mean, like besides me, like other creators that you stick to.
Yes and no. I try to mainly film with like all my Tennessee buddies for like 90% of the time, but you know when I travel, I branch out. And I film with you, the Wild Boys.
Yeah.
I like Timothy Champagne before he kind of fell off. And
the girlfriend, yeah.
Right. This whole situation. Like I really liked Drake Vaughn. I liked filming with him.
Hell yeah.
feel like I'm missing some. Probably, I would say only Brad before he went Hollywood on me. But yeah, besides that, yeah, I would. Yeah,
Super
I'd say
cool.
I film with kind of like the same.
Yeah, no, we've definitely filmed with a lot of the same people.
Mm-hmm.
Which is how we ended up even like collabing together, and then you met Spikey D.
Yeah.
You did some videos with Spikey D. So you would never branch out into studio work.
No.
It's too professional? The set's too professional for you?
Well, so I think the thing is, right, is like, you know, I think a lot of guys might get into it, you know, just so you can get with hot girls, but eventually you would get tired of that, and then, you know, you gotta, you know, stay, you know, bricked up, you could say, for like 8 hours, you know, on and off, you know. I mean, then it becomes a chore, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're telling you what angles you have to do, they're telling you what to do, how to do it, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd really
And then you have all those people, you know, there's like 4 or 5 people there.
Yeah, that's the thing. I couldn't, like, so when I film my collabs, it's with the iPhone, a tripod, and privacy. You know, it's in my room or their room, right?
Yeah.
It's not, I couldn't do it, you know, like all these cameras, for example, you know, or like right now, you know, there's other people in the room, there's all these cameras. I can
get bricked like
right now
that.
if I wanted to, right?
Yeah.
Maybe if I took like 3 honey packs or something, you know.
Yeah, or like shot or trimix, like literally.
Yeah, no, it would definitely take, you know, some kind of outside supplement to do that.
For sure.
So.
And same goes for like gay studios too. You wouldn't.
No, I would definitely never do that.
Yeah. It would have to be like straight for you to even think about it, and then still there's just too many people on set for you to be like, okay, like let me do this real quick.
Well, I mean, it would just the circumstances that I would put in would be so outrageous. I don't think any studio would want me. Like the girl would have to be really hot, and there'd have to be no one in the room.
Yeah.
I'd have to do it like how I want to do it, and I'd have to be paid thousands, you know, several thousands of dollars to film.
You gotta think about how like the studio pro wouldn't want that because they need the crew they're filming and the cameras they're getting.
Exactly. And so, I mean, you know, maybe if I could take a honey pack, you know, you have a cameraman or two, right? But besides that, you know, I do think I could do really well for a studio. I think I have, you know, the stuff that
I feel like you have like such an animated face. You could like do those like these days. There's a lot of reacting, a lot of like, you know.
Yeah. I definitely think it would be probably worth it for the studio, but I don't know if it'd be worth it for me.
It would be worth it for you, yeah, because also the OnlyFans makes a lot of money. There's like it would have to balance out.
Yeah.
It would have to balance out. Yeah.
I feel like, you know, if you do a lot of studio videos, like, I mean, they can just look up your name on, you know, Safari and find your videos, where for me, you know, I'm really, really, you know, uptight about the reach of my videos. Like, that's why I don't have Twitter.
Yeah.
That's why I would never do studio. Like, I really want my videos to be like, you have to pay to see it, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, because I just
like
think
you
it
don't
makes
want them
it
to
more
get out
valuable.
there. Yeah. You don't want them to get out there and then like people are like seeing them all over the place.
Right.
There's definitely different audiences for everything is what I tell people. But thankfully the OnlyFans audience is really big and you can just, you know, do the best in it. Yeah. I'm really, really, really excited that I got to see you again. I'm excited to make some reels and put them out. I've been like not MIA for the last month, but I've been like, you know, just focused on my studios, and I haven't been like, you know, just the last month has been like a lot of production. But I'm really excited. I'm really happy I got to see you again, boss, and I'm really excited to have you on the podcast. Can you please tell everybody where they can find you? Because I really want everybody to be able to find your podcast and able to find your Blue page and everything that you get into, because he gets into a lot, guys. So
yeah. So on Instagram, it's Bossman Baits, and within the bio and the link in the bio, you know, you can see everything you want to see. Podcast, Blue page. My backup page is everything. So it's Bossman Baits. Check me out, and text me after you subscribe.
You guys, thank you so much for tuning into Hausser podcast, and I'm so happy you guys got to meet one of my bros. He definitely is a very, very, very big, important friend to me, and I'm so happy you guys got to meet him and get to know him a little better. And thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, Hausser podcast. Bye, chat. That was awesome. Thank you, boss. That was amazing. Did I hit your vape one last time, boss?
Be a cash.